After arriving late, let's unbox, set up and share my first impressions of the brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max. So Apple is offering new colours this year, deep blue, silver and cosmic orange, which I chose as selected by the community poll that I ran recently. So that satisfying peel to remove the tape, and then we get to turn around and actually take our phone out of the box. So lifting that lid can actually be a little bit tricky this year. It seems to be really airtightly packed in nicely. We get to see the cosmic orange for the very first time. Yes, I know there's been some concerns around the colour used for this device, but it does look amazing. We get to see the new Plato system and then also the two-tone design here, and that's for your ceramic shield. So it's just really stunning. It's very bright, it's very vibrant. It reminds me of the VLC player colour. So we get to see our camera controls as well as our action button and also our side button. So I also opted for the 256GB storage option, which is now the baseline model. Alternatively, you could choose up to 2TB with the brand new Pro Max models. So sitting our iPhone aside, first up you're going to notice we have our SIM tool. So here in the UK and Europe we still have physical SIM options, whereas in the US you only have eSIM option. We have a 1 meter braided USB-C to USB-C cable. This is for the new increased charging speeds, now able to achieve 50% in 20 minutes of charging, which we'll definitely check out. Then we move on to our paperwork, so not much to really read about here, just a couple of leaflets about safety, warranty information, but sadly no Apple stickers, which would have looked absolutely amazing in the cosmic orange. Then it's finally time to remove that protective layer over our screen, and then we can go through the setup process together. So taking a look down the right hand side, last year Apple introduced the new camera control, which we have on the same side as our side button, or I would have always known this as our power button. Yes, it controls Siri and other options, but pressing this allows us to turn on our iPhone for the very first time. Switching around to the left hand side, we have our volume controls and action button, which I usually set to torch. But what is your favourite? Let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely check it out. So before we get to enjoy the brand new iOS 26, let's talk about accessibility. So what you can actually do is press the side button 3 times and this will launch VoiceOver. And VoiceOver will narrate everything for you shown on your display.
Button, Deutsch, button, button, 简体中文 button, 繁体中文 button.
You can press that side button again 3 times to turn VoiceOver off. So you have initial options right here at the very beginning. But is it enough compared to Android? So let's go through the setup process. So starting off, let's select English, and then for our country and region, we're going to select United Kingdom. Then you have an option again from an accessibility point of view and the accessibility figure at the top right hand side to add in your appearance. You have default, medium or large. I'm just going to stick with default here. Nice to see the accessibility settings starting to come through here in the setup process. Then you have the option to quickly set up your iPhone. So I could use a 16 Pro Max here and quickly sync over information if I wish to. But before doing that, you could also again tap the top right hand corner where there's an accessibility figure where there is an area of settings here to change and adjust to make it easier for you. Continuing on with the setup process, next step is to either insert your SIM card, so that could be an eSIM, or you can connect to a PC or Mac, or you could connect to your Wi-Fi network. Simply identify your Wi-Fi connection, add the password if you have a password, which I really recommend you do. Once that's added, hit next and you can continue, and that would lock in and turn blue quickly, and then you move on then to identify to see if there's any software updates. A new section in the setup process is age range. So is this device for a child, a teen or an adult? I'm going to say for an adult because it's for myself. Then we move on to Face ID, adding a level of security. So I just need to look at the front camera here, the new center stage camera, and just tilt my head around. That locks it in for you. Still asks if you wear a face covering. I don't, but of course I do have my glasses. That's all locked in now, so that's ready to use for Apple ID. It's also able to use your Apple Pay. So as well as adding a Face ID, it's important then to create iPhone passcode. So you do have other options inside here as well if you want to choose alphabetical code, configured number code, or a 4-digit code. So you can select what you want to use. Then we move on to transfer your apps and data. So you can do this from an iCloud backup, you can do it from your iPhone, you can do it from a Mac and PC, or you could do it from an Android device. I'm going to say no thank you, and we're going to set up without. Then you have your Apple login. So this is for all of your apps, your Apple services, your iCloud. You can simply just sign in. Then we have Apple's terms and agreements that we need to agree to. This is where it's going to pull your information from wallets, iCloud, photos, files, apps, and iMessages, and so much more data for you. Then you come on to making your iPhone your own. So you can move apps and settings if you wish to. Again, it's showing you options to share your locations like you had previously. Then update your iPhone automatically. So you can set to update your iPhone automatically. Then you have the option of transferring your phone number. I'm not going to do this. You have iPhone Analytics. App Analytics, I'm going to say not now. You have Apple Intelligence, so Siri, and this needs to see improvements as the years go on, and I think we will do. One of those options is summarize notifications, which is absolutely fine, and I'm going to select the categories that I want to use here. Once those are selected, we can then see also priority notifications will be shown most frequently, which is important to know. So down the right hand side you have your camera control button that you can toggle on here to allow a light touch to zoom in, which is great. And then we can continue on to our action button. So the action button is down the left hand side above your volume controls, and what you can do here is press this to select different options. You press and hold to make an action come true. The first one is silent mode. You've got like do not disturb. You have access to a camera option. You've got visual intelligence. You've got your torch, which is maybe really handy. Voice recording, there's also magnification, and you can pre-select the best option you're going to use, but let me know which one do you set to use with your action button. I like the orange selection here for silent mode, so we're going to use that. Then we come on to Siri, so you're going to press your side button on the right hand side here, which is known as the power button to me as always, and you can use Siri and you can talk to Siri. So by tapping and pressing that button you can talk to Siri, or you can tap the button to get a keyboard and you can have a discussion with Siri as well. A few other options include your press and hold your buttons for emergency SOS, so the side button and your action button. Got crash detection, and then you've got satellite information and SOS over satellite, which is only available in some regions. And then welcome. With our iPhone all set up, let's share some of those key details before we wrap up this video. So first of all, you are looking at a 6.9-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED 120Hz HDR10 Dolby Vision display. Yes, that's quite a mouthful, but it is always a beautiful display. Looking forward to really delving in and watching content, and let me know what you'd maybe watch. So using Apple's new A19 Pro chipset and the new vapor chamber for cooling, capable of dispersing heat across your device, which is really important as well. So that means then when you are gaming for a little bit longer, enjoying content, it won't throttle then the CPU performance from that new A19 processor, but we'll definitely check that out in the review. For those who love to enjoy taking selfies, group photos, or even a selfie by yourself, the new center stage front-facing camera is the best one for you yet. It has a square sensor inside, meaning that you don't need to turn your camera around. You can hold it in the same vertical position. When more people join your selfie, it will naturally just change for you. Then switching around to your rear camera, you've got a 48 megapixel fusion camera system now, offering 8 Pro lens focal options, Genlock, ProRes RAW, all newly housed in that new Plato. The body of your iPhone is made from an aluminium alloy with Ceramic Shield 2 on the front and Ceramic Shield on the back to protect against drops. If you are clumsy, make sure you put on a case straight away onto this device. Yes, there has been stories where the casing is showing wear and tear just after a few weeks of actually being released. I do have a few cases to take a look at, and I will be comparing this iPhone to my iPhone 16 Pro Max I have, and as well as my current iPhone 15 Pro Max, just to see how it compares. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has helped just share some of the key details of the brand new iPhone, but also that step-by-step guide through the setup process, because this might just be your first iPhone. If you're getting this as your first iPhone, I envy you, because I actually had the iPhone 3GS as my first iPhone, and wow, what a difference you have got. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, tap that notification bell to be updated when I release my new videos, especially those on the brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.